Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Can you believe it?
It hasn't happened at Fenway Park for 95 years.
Fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. It's over. The Red Sox have won the world championship.
Tune in to the newest show presented by Clovercrest Media. It's Obie's Backstop Podcast. Catch it twice a week, every Red Sox series finale on your favorite podcast platform.
It's Speaking It Real live with Frank and Carlos, baby. Well, look what today is. It's Friday. It's Speaking It Real. I know that, what was it? Yesterday we said today, I was supposed to be traveling in studios. Well, I'll tell you that right now in the internet studio, I'm joined by Obi Muniz from the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. All right, and I'm joined by Dan Mosser. I know I always kill your last name. That's a Cuban to me. All right. So as you notice, we're in the internet studio. I had a plane trip. That's what I'm going to call it because you know what?
What happened?
There is Zach put it freaking perfect. What happened to Frank? I was right now either supposed to be in studio or at least driving into the studio, pulling in, running in there to go ahead and sit down and say, hi, Joe. What's up, Ovi? And what's up to the world from the Clovercrest Media Studios. Well, you know, there's a saying in Spanish, and I'm going to say it in Spanish, and then I'm going to translate it in English. What is it? Lo barato cuesta caro. Okay?
Yeah.
What happens? Whatever is cheap costs a lot of money. Why? I went with these cheap ass piece of shit airline. Okay, I got to the airport within time. Everything was freaking great. And guess what? They canceled my flight.
They're the worst. They are the worst, man.
Which airline is this? Are you allowed to say that or no?
I'll say it. I don't care.
Oh, definitely say it, man.
Frontier Airlines. You suck.
It can't be worse than no. Hold on. It can't be worse than Spirit, okay? Because I learned the hard way. You know, when you're flying JetBlue, you just pay your ticket and everything's free. You get your snack, get your drink, and except for alcohol. Of course, you got to purchase alcohol, right? But then I flew back. I did a round trip, JetBlue one way, Spirit back. So in Spirit, you know, I'm chilling. I have a personal bag, which is my laptop, and I had a carry-on bag, a 2-day supply. That's it. So a little small carry-on. And the people there told me I had to pay my carry-on bag. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe $20. Yeah. Yo, I got charged $130.
Oh, yeah.
$130 from Spirit Airline. Yeah, I was livid. I was tweeting, putting them on blast. And they're like, can you please DM us? Let us know what happened. What do you mean what else will happen? You know what happened. Who goes to fly and spend money on a carry-on bag? Who does that?
It's terrible.
Frontier charges that too.
It's terrible, man. It sucks.
Well, you know what? You better fly JetBlue.
Oh yeah. Well,
never did JetBlue, but yeah.
Look, I will tell you like this. When I first got my ticket, all right, I was like, all right, it's cheap. I got paid for a carry-on bag and a suitcase if I take a suitcase. Given the fact, you see, look, my mom said it perfect. You don't fly Frontier. All right? Where is she? Look, that's my mother right here. Mom, I'm going to your house and drink your wine later. We're gonna drink tonight.
Good mom.
All right. You know, look, I bought the ticket, and the tickets were not expensive. Let's go with that. It wasn't expensive. I was like, hey, yeah, but you know what? My original plan, I had to go to Rhode Island to go to my aunt's 50th wedding anniversary.
Nice.
So that was the first plan. And now I was like, wait a minute, I fly out Friday, my show's on Friday, and I'm one that I don't like to cancel shows. I don't like to any of that. So
yeah,
I'm like, you know what? The show goes on and it goes on. So I was like, I knocked two birds out with one stone. Mm-hmm. I go into Clovercrest Media. I meet Joe. Actually, this case was going to be three birds. All right. And I get to see my longtime friend, Ovi.
There you go.
So I was like, you know what? Perfect. Not a problem. I got to the airport early.
You had spicy drinks.
I sent you a picture of it.
Spicy drinks, baby.
The day off for everyone often complain that the new hires don't have enough. You know what, Sean? You're absolutely right. I'll touch on that in about 5 minutes or less.
Sean's one of my good buddies.
Yeah, well, hey, look. You know what? You got to tell all your good buddies that are watching the show to go ahead and like, share, comment, be part of the conversation, because you know what? We're going to acknowledge them. We're going to talk to them. You name it, that's what we're going to do. So I get to the airport early. I was at the airport, 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Perfect time to start drinking.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
There you go, buddy.
So you know what? I told my wife right from the get-go, hey, we're going to go in, we're going to check in, we're going to the bar. We went to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
My first drink was a mojito.
Hey,
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Oh, bad.
I didn't like the way the guy made it. And you know what? After that, I started having spicy Bloody Marys. That was the big
what is that, though? Why is that right your favorite drink that it's specially made and you go somewhere else different and it's not the same?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or some reserve the alcohol, some they pour a lot of alcohol. You never get it like just right. I don't get it.
Unless you make it at home, you don't get it just right.
Oh no. When you make it at home, you don't even know the level. Because the more you drink, the more you put it, this is the bomb. Yeah.
Worse and worse, man. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. And I'll tell you something. When I left my house, just to backtrack a minute, I told Catherine, my wife, I go to her, I said, hey, today's going to be a good day. I'm not going to get mad at anybody. I'm not going to argue with anybody. You know what? It is what it is. Let's just go and have a good weekend. Because you know what? We haven't had a good weekend in a long time. Let's be real. We haven't gone out, out of town or anything much, or actually out of Florida. But anyways, so I had my drinks, and then it was time to go sit and wait. So we're sitting there waiting and wait. You see, there's Captain. The Bloody Marys are fire. We're sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and it wasn't like they came up to say anything. I got a message on my phone.
Oh, it's the worst.
Saying that the flight was canceled, and I must have been one of the first ones that got it.
Yeah,
because I looked at Catherine and my nice buzzed self and told her our flight's canceled.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, it can't be canceled. The back of my mind, I'm like, no, it cannot be canceled. It can't be canceled. There's no way in hell. But you know what? It was fucking canceled.
There's nothing worse than getting news it's like when somebody breaks up with you over text, man. Come on, have the balls to tell you why, right? Or at least tell you.
So you know what I did? I pouted, I bitched, I moaned, I complained. I got in my car. We got our bags. Went to the liquor store. Bought some more liquor. Yeah. I told Catherine, I said, you know what? Fuck it. We're fucked. we're gonna drink. You know,
That's the healthy way to deal with it. That's the healthy way to deal with it.
Yeah, you know what?
For sure.
It's
Hey,
one
I
of
guess
those.
that's a new thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's one of those things because that happened to me when I was flying.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? You're just in time, man. We're talking about flights and stuff like that, and
Frank's
how
amazing
the
day,
airlines,
amazing journey.
The airlines don't really confront people anymore. They all hide behind emails because it happened to me the same way. I got emails saying it was a delay, and then all of a sudden I got 3-4 delays, and all of a sudden, okay, you know what happened to the what they call them, stewardess or the representative? What they can't talk to us, or what's going on? Is this the new? Man. Is this the new world of how people are dealing with things behind a device?
Of course.
Well,
easier to do.
I will tell you that
society is behind a phone.
Well, listen, I
will
tell you.
Opinions are on a phone.
Yeah.
When I got to the counter, I was given this paper.
Oh, yep. I've gotten that paper many times.
That paper was just stating, okay, you could either buy another flight and we'll refund you your money up to $800 later, you know? And I was like, no, you have to refund me everything because at this point, if I could not find a flight to get the hell out of Miami, it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, lo and behold, it is what it is. Also, whatever you guys do out there, don't. It
wasn't meant to be, man. It wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't. You know,
it is. Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. I was trying to push the envelope and try to fly out, and I was like, you know what? If it's not meant to happen,
you want to fly, Frank? Here you go. Quack 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 quack.
Oh, thank you. Frank didn't just bring up a drink with a glazed expression over his face. There we go. Just
there you go. Mira, salud.
Salud. Let's see, American Airlines alone. American had 1,000 pilots accept early retirement offer in addition to 1,600 who were furloughed. Wow. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, look, going back to Sean over here right quick. Oh, hold on, Sean. Right? Do I dare mention the airline bailouts? They lay off everyone, then complain the new hires don't have enough experience or employee shortages.
Oh, I like the way he said that, though. I do. And I tell you what, man, a lot of new employees, man, they're rude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They forgot that hospitality that you're supposed to be in, regardless if the customer is, you know, upset, mad, or whatever emotions. And I witnessed these couple, and again, Spirit Airline, all right? They ran over there. They were actually running to the gate.
Yeah.
And it just happened that they got there a little bit too late. They had already closed the doors, and then the lady goes, "Oh, we're closed," and it walks away. Yeah. I'm like, yo, you're not gonna help them?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Yo, that's people so unsatisfactory right there. And you're in Florida. You know what I mean?
People don't care.
The South is supposed to be the Southern hospitality, but
yeah, but hold on.
I already told you, America stops.
Let me tell you. Exactly. Exactly. So, but you know what? Look, going back to what Sean is saying, and I experienced something this week at work because I work with the airlines. You know, I'm my job is in freight forwarding, so I deal with the airlines, picking up cargo from the airlines and sending it to wherever else has to go with another airline. So what happens? We had cargo that arrived last Saturday. Today's Friday. Okay. We ended up picking up the cargo yesterday at 8 o'clock at night. You want to know why?
Jeez.
Because the airline did not have enough staff to give out cargo. Did not have enough staff, okay, to depalletize cargo that came in. So goes to show you that there's jobs out there, but people don't want to work.
And you know why?
Why? Let's see. Go for it.
I know in my state, in Connecticut, there's a lot of jobs that's out there, but there are people still getting unemployment checks that make more money than when you're there having a job. So why would they want to go to work?
Unfortunately,
why?
See,
I mean, I was that smart.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it really sucks that people do that, but I think a lot of that speaks to they need to pay people wages that they can live on. Like if you're getting more on unemployment than you are working a full-time job, there has to be some type of compensation that people, especially in this country when we are always talking about how great it is and how well people do, there has to be a concerted effort to make sure that people have a living wage.
What kind of jobs are we talking about, though?
Anything.
Hold on. Listen.
Honestly,
I work
in
logistics.
In the 70s, if you had a minimum wage job, you could afford to buy a house. And wages have stagnated since the 70s, and there has to be some effort by people in charge to make sure. I mean, if they're going to stay stagnant and everything else is going to go up, there is going to be a critical point where people can't afford anything. I mean, it's just it's a problem.
So I don't know. I hear I hear what you're saying, but it sounds to me like there's a lack of incentive if a minimum wage job is actually covering your all day living. Why strive for anything else? Just live the bare minimum.
Well, I don't know if that's. I mean, I think that's making that's kind of an oversimplification.
And let me give you more
evidence. It's kind of human nature. All we care to do is survive. And if you're going to tell me that I can get by doing as little as possible, 99% of humanity is going to do just that.
Well, I mean, but then fine. I mean, if you're giving people, if we have the people in power who say that this is the best country in the world, and we, have the best standard of living, and we, this idea of American exceptionalism across the board, there has to be, if then we can get to the point where people can do a minimum wage job and live comfortably, that will be proof that we are the best country in the world. And when people are comfortable, I think they will strive for other things because they don't have to worry about just paying their bills or worrying about, I have to choose between getting my car fixed or putting food on the table. I really think that you have to give people a chance to succeed and not deny them that chance because you think they perhaps could then just be lazy. I think we have to give people a chance to prove that they can do it.
But based on what Frank is saying, they don't want that chance. They'd rather live off the dime and get by on the bare minimum.
Well, that's a huge problem. I'm completely, definitely not. They shouldn't be doing that.
All right, watch this. Last February, I got laid off. I lost my job.
Anybody got the music? We need some music.
Hey, play that.
Hold on. Yeah, there you go, baby.
Go ahead.
There it is.
Carlos, back in the Army, what we used to tell Frank was, hey, call the ambulance.
Yeah.
I'm in the classroom.
Look, I got laid off last February, right?
Mm-hmm.
I started working in June. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, did I have job offers between February and June? Yeah, I did. Okay. Dana Coachella. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Damn, even Sketchy's in there. Frank, you want some cheese with that wine? I wasn't whining. Sketchy, I love you to death, buddy. But you know what? I wasn't whining.
Cut the man some slack. He hasn't made it past February.
Exactly. So look, I got laid off. Fine and dandy. Had job offers a week after I got laid off in March, April, May. I started working at the end of June. And technically, we'll leave it at that. So what happens? Was I offered work? Yes. Did I take work? No. You want to know why? I was making between $800 to $1,000 a week on unemployment.
Yeah, that's too much.
Why work?
Okay,
too much.
So why was that going to work? Okay, if I was making more on unemployment, and I'll tell you, I started working in June because I didn't think that this whole thing will last this long.
Yeah.
You know, I had personal issues with my wife where, you know, she was going to be without work. So I was like, okay, wait a minute. It's time to step up my game and start working and making more money. You know what? Majority of the jobs, okay, that were offering me work, I was going to make less. So why am I going to go ahead and
But that's the problem.
go
That's
to
the
work and make
problem.
less? And that is
That's
the problem.
There has to
Jobs
be
need to pay.
Yeah, jobs need to pay. They need to pay a living wage. And I'm all for safety nets. We need safety nets. But you can't make the safety net a hammock that you can just
Right.
sit back and have a beer on. The safety net has to be there to really catch people who honestly can't do it or they don't have the capacity to do it at that point. And I understand with COVID, there were so many things that were an overreaction or we didn't know what to do. We were charting the map as we went in a lot of those things. And they just wanted to make sure that people were living because it was unprecedented. And I understand that unfortunately there will be people who, no matter what you do, are going to be lazy and want to mooch off the system. I see it all the time.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something here, and I know Ovi wants to speak because I see him already. And Ovi could just go next right after me. Employers laid off loyal people to rehire new personnel at a cheaper rate. Happened to a friend of mine, and he called them out on it. Loyalty worked both ways. Sean, you're absolutely right.
By the way, that's not a private. That problem is not exclusive to private institutions.
No.
Public institutions, when you're about to like line up that nice pension, if they can get rid of you, they will.
Yeah,
they'll find a way to do it. Get rid of your, like avoid paying you a pension and hire somebody new, first year salary. So the money issue isn't just business. I keep seeing business and CEO. No, it's across the board. Governments do it too. They all do it.
Governments do it. I think there's a more predatory, unfortunately in the US, I think there is that kind of mindset though, because it is such a capitalist focused society.
Yeah, but look,
like other places don't have that mindset.
I'll tell you what happens here in Florida. The normal max rate for unemployment is $275.
Yeah,
a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not sure where it is in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New Hampshire. I don't know. I know what Florida is. Okay, so that's the normal Florida rate. $275 a week. You're not gonna live.
No.
Okay. But now with all these special issues with COVID, right? You ended up with an extra $400 or $500 a week, $600 a week.
Yeah.
Now I can tell you that the state of Florida, I think this was the last week that they were doing it. They cut off the special funding from the government.
Mm-hmm.
Now it goes back to Florida, which is going to be $275 a week. So there's going to be people that are going to start jumping on work, at least here in Florida. I know Ovi has something to say. He's been waiting patiently. Maybe he's not listening.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm listening. Right. And you guys all have valid points. You know, I wanted to get back to what Sketchy, hopefully I said his name right. Peasant, that's his name, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why I made that. Right, I made that comment about $22 an hour. You know, if the jobs and everything will raise their minimum wage, people will go back to work.
Yeah,
and you know, and it's a spoiler alert. Hello, I mean, look, I mean, the government wasn't thinking. You know, why couldn't they pay them the amount of money they were earning? You know, they went ahead and gave them extra money, and then now you find yourself jobs are looking for people. There's a lot of shortages. Things are not how you say it. If you're in employment, right? and you got to get the job done, things are not going to get done quick. You know what I mean?
Every small business afford small business? I'm not talking about corporations. Small businesses. They also hire people. Can they all afford 22 an hour? Do you guys know this for sure?
You know, and that's a great question. But what is the state government and everything else? What are they doing for them? You know what I mean? There's a lot of programs out there that will help those businesses. I can only say here in the state of Connecticut that there are several benefits for small businesses to keep up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's got to be something that has to be done in order to support those small businesses.
Yeah, and you can't use that as an excuse to never make a path forward. You can't just say, like, if Christopher Columbus is like, oh, well, then we're just gonna, I don't know, will I find anything? I shouldn't go because I don't know if I'm going to find anything. Like, there has to be a step forward to see how it goes. And unfortunately, there will be some businesses that fail, but if it makes a path forward that is for the betterment of everyone, then hopefully there will be, as things progress, there will be more help for those businesses. There has to be a way that everyone can be supported, because I feel like that's what we harp on.
Yes, I know many small business owners, and they have good money. Instead of giving their employees more money, they keep it for themselves. It comes down to greed.
And I don't know if it's all.
That sounds like a broad brush. That sounds like a broad brush sentiment.
No, hey, look.
I agree with Zach, though. I'm cool with Zach's comment. But
no. Listen. Zach's comment's funny because I start laughing because what happens is that Zach, obviously, he produces the show. All right, he produces the show. I have the reins of everything. Everything he does, I could do also. All right, so when I log into it, so Zach and I saw the comment and I zipped straight to it and I clicked it. And Zach clicked at the same time. So if you saw Sketchy Peasant's comment, it was coming on and off. That's because I was clicking on it, and so was Zach. So of course Zach is gonna tell me to fuck off. Hey Zach, I love you too, buddy.
But you know what else? I want to add something else to it, and it's like, look. Well, bottom line is that if you're making more money because of unemployment, and to go back to make lesser money, that's not good for the family, especially those that have a lot of kids in the house, right? But for one particular person, it doesn't matter, and that person is Nick Cannon, right? So Nick Cannon,
what I was going to tell you,
is expecting another child, man. Like, he got like 4 kids and a small amount of time since December. You know, who does this? You know what I mean? Well, of course, Nick Cannon can do it because he got money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But one of us would do something like that. I got baby mama here. There goes child support.
I'm assuming he's gonna have to
look,
some kind of support. I mean,
look.
So, but these are some famous celebrities that are getting impregnated by this guy. You know what I mean? Like, how much more money you got to spend to these kids? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, he's a lucky guy.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look. And
I can speak for myself.
Go ahead.
Frank's door gets knocked on every few weeks by like.
I might be able to speak. I could probably speak for Carlos.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm your son.
And I know I can speak for Ovi. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Child support is fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Only if you negotiate properly and if you got the right partner to negotiate. But there's some shady stuff that happens behind people's back that it could stab you in the back. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. Frank is mute right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a strange thing. It's like, if he has, I mean, obviously, he didn't put a gun to these women's heads, so they knew, they knew what they were getting into, which sucks. And it's just like, if he feels like, I personally don't think he can give all those kids the attention they need. I just don't. It's like, and it's got to be a hard thing for those kids to have. I think 4 different babies in 6 months? That's like,
so what's this?
Much.
He has twins with Mariah Carey.
That we know of. Yes.
He has a child with Brittany Bell. All right. He had twins with Abby De La Rosa. and now Alyssa Scott is pregnant. Okay, so that will actually total to 7 kids.
I mean,
okay,
in less than what, 5 years?
No,
well, it says in the
thing, if there's more though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the days when I heard from my parents, my grandparents, they were getting busy, and there was just only a couple. My grandmother got 10 kids, man. 10 kids. I'm both grandmothers, 10 kids. This guy's trying to do it with every baby mama out there. I'm just saying, like, where's the loyalty? Where's that one-on-one relationship? There ain't none.
Yeah, and he says, why wear condoms? I mean, have they ever heard of the pill?
Oh
before?
yeah, that's another
listen.
What are you promoting?
The pill is there too. There are different things.
My question is this. My question is this. All right. So he's gonna go out, be out there, right? Plant a seed with different baby mamas. Does my thing here is, does he even care?
I don't know. Are they all aware that they're going through this?
Oh, just I'm making myself a drink.
No one's complaining. That's
they are now.
No one's complaining. So apparently he.
You know why? Because
apparently he has
Sean Watson. That's what it is.
Oh boy,
that's exactly what it is.
Too soon. Honestly, I think the bigger problem that we're missing here is not the fact that he's having so many kids. It's just his kids' names are atrocious. Zion McLidian, Zillion Air Cannon.
I didn't research those names.
They're in the article. They're awful. It's like Powerful Queen Cannon. Come on, man.
Powerful Queen. That's actual name?
Yeah, and Mixolydian. Mixolydian is like a type of musical scale. I mean, it's just these parents are just making these crazy names without thinking about how it's going to affect their kids. It's terrible.
Yeah, but hold on, Dan. Hold on. Have you ever met a Cuban?
I met you.
Yeah, I met you.
No. I'm the exception.
You met a Cuban, so you're a Cuban.
Okay. Have you ever met? No. Have you ever met a Cuban from Cuba?
I don't think so.
Aren't you from Cuba?
I wasn't born in Cuba. I was born in Miami. I came. Listen. If you consider me arriving in my father's nutsack a Cuban, then okay, then I'm Cuban.
Fair enough.
Okay, but I was born here.
My dad died in Cuba.
I heard somebody
look, watch this.
But all right.
Let me give you a Cuban name. Usnavi.
Usnavi? Oh no.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that.
All right. You know what? You want to know what that name is?
Spell it out carefully, then you'll figure it out.
Usnavi.
Spell
it.
USNAVY.
Why?
U.S. Navy. What? Oh God. Usnavi. Oh, Usnavi. You're so smooth. Oh God, that's awful.
That's a good one. You got me there.
Terrible.
Yes. So
U.S. Navy. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it's a crime that it's just terrible names. If he can afford it and give them the time that they need, have as many kids as you want, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's loaded. He's loaded.
And you know what? That's what it boils down to. Because I guarantee you that.
Are you serious?
Jackson's son Blanket renamed himself
Blanket,
Biggie.
yeah.
Yep.
Blanket,
Biggie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very, very strange. I had a lot of kids when I was working in elementary school named Khaleesi.
That wasn't me.
That's not that
a
bad.
lot of kids named Khaleesi, and I'm sure they were not happy with their parents. Yeah, and their parents were not happy when they saw the final season, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, right? Jumping the gun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, did nobody notice she was kind of like losing it?
A little weird.
As the seasons went on.
Yeah. Still hot, but
I mean, sure, but a few screws were coming off as we approach season 7.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Look, you know what? It is what it is. Nick Cannon, good luck paying child support. There's not a whole lot we could do about that. So
and that's if he's paying child support. We don't know the whole story. We don't know what's going on behind the scene. But
we'll know sooner or later.
Putting it out there, I think the biggest thing is why use condoms and stuff like that. When you look, you can have kids by all means. Hey, you do you. You handle your business. You're making a lot of money. You got TV shows, sponsorship, everything else. More power to you. But then when you start promoting why condoms, why use condoms, stuff like that, then you forget how all the stuff happened, especially like Magic Johnson when he was with the Lakers and all these other celebrities that came out, all the death rates that happened because look, there's still STDs out there. There's so much going on. AIDS still exists, and you can never shy away from that. And then when you do that, then all of a sudden, what happens? Oh, you want to be like Nick Cannon? All right, you go right ahead. Go ahead and do that. And then you'd be like, oh, by the way, you go to the doctor's office and say, oh, you got AIDS. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
So hey, you handle your business. You know what I mean? But be responsible. All it is, you gotta be responsible.
Yes.
The problem here is this, and it's like Ovi said, you gotta be responsible because you know what?
Yeah.
I have, I've known people, and you have all these girls nowadays. Okay, that they're like, okay, I'm just gonna, go on birth control, whether it's a pill or shot,
Plan B,
or Plan B, or one or the other. Okay. So what happens is they don't realize that it's not just about not getting pregnant. Okay, there is STDs. You name it, it's out there. So what happens is that you have they don't think about that. It's not just about pregnancy.
Yeah.
So that's the way. Like I tell, our kids here at the house, it's like, hey, look, you're gonna have sex. That's great, not a problem. It feels good. You enjoy it. But you know what? At the end of the day, you got to protect yourself. It's not about, no, I'm not going to get pregnant. No, you know what? Strap it because there's STDs.
Yeah. And somebody in Nick Cannon's position with that much celebrity should understand the weight of his words. He really should understand, like, hey,
Does he still work for Nickelodeon?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is with kids, like he should understand.
So this is all about job security. I get what he's doing.
Yeah,
see, that's what
he's having babies.
Building his audience. He's building his audience.
Job security, man. I'm telling you, it's actually a pretty genius plan if you really think about what he's doing.
All right, now watch this. And for those that listen to be like, oh, these guys are jealous because he's banging all these fine chicks or whatever.
Who the hell said
that? No, I'm just saying because there's always
four kids, man. I'm not jealous at all.
Oh, believe me, I'm not either. Hey, I got 4.
I'm not jealous at all.
Yeah, but no, listen. Because there's always the haterade that's out there, right? Yeah. And listen, again, you want to be like that guy? All right, that's fine. Do you. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not the one that's going to go to the doctors. I'm not the one that's going to get rotted. I'm not going to be the one that's doing all that embarrassing shit. You know what I mean? So again, we have to promote what's real. And all it is practice safe sex. Talk to your parents, talk to your loved one, talk to someone that's responsible, get educated before you make that mistake. That bottom line.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I agree completely. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? Look, we're having kids, or not we, but this guy's having kids. You know what? I wonder a couple things here. And I'm going to turn to this one. We're going to go into where is our lovely President Joe Biden at right now?
Our
lovely President Joe Biden at?
Probably asleep.
Probably,
Could be.
right?
Yeah.
Could be.
So I was
He had some
actually
Metamucil
reading an. Probably, the guy's a little old. Hey, it is what it is.
Little old. I like that. That's pretty humble of you.
Yeah. So what happens? We're gonna go into a little bit of the Catholic Church. I'm not a fan of, but they decide to rethink communion rules for President Biden because of his abortion views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now, this is where, for me, I've always fought with religion in the sense of, hey, you're supposed to, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're supposed to accept whoever comes at you, comes towards you for whatever it is, their religious beliefs or one or the other, right? And you're supposed to forgive, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now the church is saying, hey, look, you know what? You can no longer do communion or confirmation pretty much for him because of his beliefs of abortion.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still a Catholic. Mm-hmm. Is that right of the church? Or is that wrong of the church?
I mean, am I the only one who's an atheist here, or
no?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Catholic.
Hold on. I'm Catholic, but I don't practice.
Yeah.
And they all without being raised and everything else is like, when you take communion before you're supposed to, like me, I haven't gone confession in a long time. I haven't gone to church for a long time. So I'm slowly but surely I'm getting myself back into church. But you're supposed to confess. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But no one should ever try to discriminate you in any kind of way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because everyone's a sinner, regardless of what it is. Everyone's a sinner. But I never understood how politics gets involved into religion. I wish that never happened. But I mean, it is.
I'm gonna say that I'm pretty sure this is not quote unquote the Catholic Church, but a Catholic Church.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Joe Biden can go to another one and he'll get what he needs. I don't know what the issue was with the particular priest who was doing the sermon that day, the mass that day, but
supporter.
Hold on, I have it here. I think I'm at
quite possible. Who knows? I mean, politics makes its way into everything, unfortunately, even a priest.
The U.S. Conference of
they're
Catholic
human
Bishops.
too. They're human too.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Okay, hold on, Carlos. Just to get to you is the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops voted.
So all of them said
1628 to 55 in favor of draft.
They held a formal vote, like no more communion for Biden.
Yeah, and
correct.
I want to, if I can, I want to go to Ovi's
That's just kind of weird.
About it's very strange, and it's exactly like Ovi said. It's become political. The problem is the reason that churches cannot practice or preach politics from the pulpit, and that's the major exception that is there in place in order for them to have the exemptions that they have. The problem is when they do things like this, if they're trying to deny the president, they're making it political, and it's in a way of doing that. And I said I'm not religious, and I feel like denying him communion would be what I would think would be against the core message of Christianity at that point, was to be, you have to be welcoming in love and things like that. And I know that the Pope has had some very interesting takes on things recently that have ruffled a lot of feathers. And I feel like as time goes on, there are a lot of antiquated things or that change and with the world. And I feel like it's not a good thing to try to bar the leader of the free world out of communion when they have a disagreement over something. I understand that it is a very important topic, but to me, as even somebody who doesn't practice, it's just not a good look, and it does make it political, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they had a vote. That's even weirder.
Yeah,
there are instances where, like in the Catholic Church, you can't have a communion. I know, like Obi said, sometimes you have to go to confession if you haven't been baptized. I mean, there are instances where you're not allowed. If you haven't had your first communion, you're not having any. So, in this case, though, yeah, it's an issue of his stance, and I think they did the same thing to Pelosi. I heard to some extent because of their stance on abortion.
Sometimes I think is that people do things just to get attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they want to be part of the news and stuff like that. So, but hey, before y'all continue everything, I want to say thank you.
The church has done a much better job at being the news with other issues.
Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Hold on.
I know. I think he don't hear me or something, man.
I don't know, but I got him. Don't worry about it. I took care of
him. You don't do what I do to you.
There we go. Yeah.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. And again, hey, I represent the HHW show. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also follow us every Wednesday. Frank is always with me, along with Hector V. Every Wednesday, we're getting ready for the road to Money in the Bank. So check us out. Also visit hhwshow.com. So Frank, everybody, hey, thanks for having me. Have a good night, everyone.
Pleasure.
All right.
Adios, amigo.
Hey, just so you know that, and Obi didn't mention it, but I'm going to mention it now. Hard Hitting Wrestling show is on Wednesday nights at 8:00, right before Speaking at Rio at 9:00. And I pulled double duty. You should.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about my double duty this past Wednesday. But you know what? Look, I want you all to know that Speaking at Rio, HHW, or Hard Hitting Wrestling show, however you want to look at it, is brought to you by Clovercrest Media. If you guys want to start a podcast, all right, you know what? Come check us out. We have over 40 different podcasts ranging from sports, murder mysteries, all these crazy stuff, and UFOs talking stuff that goes on in the world. All right, that's what we're about. We're going to bring you on, let you speak your mind. You know what? That's what Clovercrest Media is. You know what? Let's go. Let's do it.
Hello, my name is Joe Aguirre. I'm the president of Clovercrest Media Group. And here at CMG, we have a wide variety of podcasts, including sports shows like Keys to the City, The Roll Call, Throwing Jabs, All Four Downs, and Jawing About the G-Men. And great true crime shows like Sticky Week, Crimes and Consequences, Ivy League Murders, and Burn, the unsolved murder of David Eichmann. You can find all these podcasts and so much more by visiting clovercrestmedia.com.
Oh, that was fast. I didn't think that was going to be that short. Damn. Joe needs to talk some more. And look, that man that was talking, his name is Joe Aguirre. All right. He's the owner of Clovercrest Media.
He's a dictator.
Well, I mean, depending on who you're talking to. I don't look. I can tell you that Sketchy loves Joe. Zach loves Joe.
Sketchy loves dictators.
I like Joe. You know, sometimes I don't like Joe. You know, but Joe's Joe, and there's
sounds like a Joe. That sounds like Joe.
Yeah. So you know what? I was scrolling around Facebook this weekend, and the funny thing is that I ran into a page of a guy that didn't like me, that blocked me off. That you don't look. No, oh my God!
Who would not like you?
One guy did not like you.
What?
Well, yeah. Actually, Carlos, it's the same guy. Carlos, it's the same guy that blocked me off Facebook.
Oh,
because him and I did not agree on religious views or politics views.
Oh,
that same guy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that he kind of tried to friend me again. Maybe he felt bad, but you know what? I don't give a fuck.
Oh boy, it sounds like a sequel.
Maybe he wanted his
Yeah,
car
right.
washed.
This is a part 2. All right.
Dan, you're fired. Hold on. I got Dan.
Oh no.
Check this out.
No,
Carlos, it's just back you and I.
back.
See,
Don't do that.
car wash,
Dan.
Dad. What the hell? Woo. Dad, remember,
See,
I had the reins on this show.
You have it.
This is why
All
you
right.
cannot have dictators. This is see that right there. That's a
Yes.
tiny example of what happens when you start getting.
You know what?
Oh,
Dad,
no.
it's a presidential.
Oh, God.
Just proving me
my God.
right. Oh, I love it.
Hey!
Proving
Zach,
me
you
right, man. See, Zach
to
Zach
the
is that
rescue.
guy.
Thank
He's the
you, buddy.
revolutionary. He's like, oh yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Frank is gonna get Hillary.
Dad, there's a question here for you.
I mean, Zach is gonna get Hillary.
Yes.
Dad, is that a Jason head back there?
Michael Myers. Michael Myers is my absolute favorite. I am obsessed with him.
He's
the
a
new
talkative guy.
Halloween. Yeah, he is. He's the strong silent type. The strong silent type. The new Halloween Kills trailer came out today. Everybody check it out. It's awesome. It looks good.
Oh my God,
I'm
he's
obsessed with
still
horror.
going.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know what? I'm going to go to this a minute.
That does
And
not help me feel any younger.
I'm going to go to this a minute. And I really want to hear Carlos' opinion and Dan's opinion on this. My
It sounds
opinion
like
on
a
this.
setup. I've heard this.
No, you know what? I don't know what to think about it. I mean, I think it's fucking bullshit. But I just want to see what your opinion is on this.
Okay.
By the way, Catherine loves your Michael Myers mask. Sean thinks Jason's better. And you know what?
Wrong. Sean's wrong.
There was a
Sean,
movie already about that.
hold on.
Oh, no, it was
Watch
Freddy.
Before I
Yeah.
comment on that, oh, dude, I'm going down, ain't I? My chair.
Yeah.
My chair.
See, it's
Oh,
karma.
bye.
Karma.
Okay, but you know what? Look,
Influence is dropping.
hey, but listen, hey, Sean, got a question. Have you liked our show? Have you subscribed to our show yet? And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Sean.
and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you who's better, either Jason or Michael Myers,
He's gonna
depending
say
if
another
you've
thing.
liked or subscribed to our show. But once
Nice.
he answers, then I'll tell him who's better. So anyways, going back to what I really want to know what you guys think about this here. I saw this on Facebook.
I'm gonna have to maximize here. Let's see.
I
Do you
mean,
see it, Carlos? Carlos, if you don't
COVID.
see it, let me.
Oh, COVID was a lie. Vaccines kill. Arrest. Oh, so they got hacked.
Did you see the whole thing, Carlos?
I saw. Yeah, I said
You
COVID was a
want me
lie.
to put-
Vaccines kill. Arrest Fauci. That's pretty much what I saw.
All right, you got it. All right, sounds good. All right, so let's come here. Boom. So let's start with Carlos first. What do you think?
I have two things to say. Number one, don't screw with traffic signs. That's messed up.
that's a good one.
However, you know what that is? I'll tell you what that is. Whether you think COVID was a lie, whether you think this there's more than meets the eye here with everything we've been through. Number one, it's your right to think it. And number two, too many people have been silenced for those who do think it, which then leads to reactions like what you just showed us. And so I think if you would just let the public discourse carry itself out like it's supposed to in this country, you wouldn't have bullcrap like that happening. I don't care how you think or feel about the COVID vaccine situation, theory, lab theory, that's irrelevant. But it is clear and evident that those who do not feel that the issue was legitimate and that Fauci's a snake and all this stuff, they've been silenced here and there. And as a result, you get people who end up getting mad and doing stuff like messing with street signs and then eventually on billboards, and you see it on planes that fly by. And, you know, when you silence people, they'll find a way to get louder. And that's what happens. That's what happens. That's why I don't like it when anybody gets censored or discouraged from expressing a point of view, regardless of how ridiculous it may be. Let people speak. Let people speak. I am not the type to go silencing anybody. You could sound like a total clown. You leave it up to me whether I want to shut you off or not. That's it. So, but don't mess with street signs.
I definitely agree with the not messing with street signs things. I definitely disagree with the fact that when you can't, I'm sorry, but there are times where if you acknowledge something, you give it more power than it's worth. And I think there are a lot of things that are not worth even being discussed because they are so ridiculous, and the mere fact that it is discussed and not outright shut down as being ridiculous makes it more dangerous. And like, you can't have, it's like when Bill Nye debated that guy who was founder of the Noah's Ark Park, and he thought that the earth was 10,000 years old. Bill Nye should never given him the time of day because the earth is not 10,000 years old. And I'm sorry, but if you think it is, because it's not, it's just not. It's an objective truth that the earth is not 10,000 years old. And there's,
so if Bill Nye doesn't give
that
time of day, if Bill Nye
the
doesn't
earth
give
is billions of years old. It's billions of years old.
Sorry, if Bill Nye doesn't give him that time of day, then we don't get to witness the discussion to prove him right or wrong. Let people speak.
But it doesn't matter. If somebody comes outside and says the sky is purple, it's not.
You could point right back and say, no, it's not. It's blue.
I got a question. Why not? I'm colorblind.
There's no. I mean, the thing is, for me, yes, okay. That's actually a legitimate thing. But my point is like, Carlos, I completely understand the fact that you. And I don't think it's censoring to say that a point of view is ridiculous when we know it is. And I'm sorry, but I've had people close to me. My best friend's mother died of it, and there are 600,000 families that are grieving from people dying because we had a leader who kind of did as much as should have been done, and basically abandoned his post to do anything towards it after he lost the election, and was just, I mean, how many more people died during that time? Like, and I agree if absolutely, if it's a nefarious, I mean, if it was from a lab leak in China and we found out that China was withholding evidence and information about that, and it could have been stopped earlier, sanctions, political ramifications, everything. But I think it doesn't do anyone any good. It only creates further division for a grown person who has had vaccines to begin with and are alive because of those vaccines that they got when they were kids, when they had no choice, to then use technology made by science to then deride science. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit on a phone that shoots a beam to space.
All right, I have issues with this constant blaming of Trump. You had people on the other side who were actually being skeptical of the vaccine itself before it even came out. That's fine. Basically telling you, no, I'm not going to take it unless he takes it first. So this whole nonsense about just constantly blaming Trump and abandoning his post, whether you want to give him an ounce of credit or not, he is
Carlos, what did he say? He said it's going to go away. He said it's going to be magic and go away.
No, he did say that. We're not going to excuse him for being like overtly optimistic about crap and being unrealistic. I get it, but that doesn't mean that there was no effort on his part to get stuff to where we were by the time Biden was elected. That's not true. I can't accept that.
I mean,
you might disagree, and that's fine.
Of course. I think he made some effort, but I think there was a lot of effort, especially because his constituency were following his lead and thinking that it wasn't a big deal, and they didn't want to wear masks, and they refused to wear masks.
No, I can get behind that, but also his opponents were also being skeptical of every type of remedy that was recommended, whether it was valid or not. Again, we were told by our current VP that she didn't trust the vaccine unless he takes it first. So now people want to complain about being skeptical of the vaccine. That started with her. I'm not going to say it started with her, but
start with her.
Yeah, but you know what? I think the biggest issue we have here is honestly that Trump didn't give more influence or more attention to it, or he didn't just put it out there.
He did bring up the lab theory.
Dismissed. He brought it up. He was immediately dismissed. He was mocked. And now that it's coming back, all of a sudden, you have his constituents who are pointing back, saying, "See, we told you so." And
yes, but it's still not proven.
Whether you still think
it's not proven.
Hold on. What I'm getting at though is,
I love this.
I'm not saying it's proven. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
but
it's not proven.
What it has done though is the fact that now that idea or concept now has some validity. It has given his constituents the right to point their finger and say, "You see, you should have listened, or you should have at least tried to look into it." You've given them bragging rights to say, "Ha, this is what you get for ignoring," and now you're getting a reaction.
Yeah, but you know what? Look. Sketchy peasant put the 44 prior presidents before Trump would have never spoken about COVID and the vaccine the way he did.
Well, I think it's hard to go back and judge what George Washington
about
would
anything
say.
the way he did.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Trump,
I get that.
Trump spoke about things a very different way. Look, I've said it, and I think she's also done it. Okay, is back in 2016 when Trump got elected, I voted for Trump. Hands down.
Well, I mean, I don't want this. I'm not turning it into a whole blame Trump thing. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not. I'm not either. But at the end of the day, when you look at Trump and everything that he's done, and he's brought on his own party.
Well, unfortunately, it's become a cult now. I mean, there's a huge.
When you part of a party, when you part of a cult, it's the same thing, Dan.
Well,
okay.
No, I don't think it is.
You got Democrats, you got Republicans, and you got Trump.
Yes, and unfortunately, I'm sorry, but when you have people like Marjorie Taylor Greene telling, when you have people like Marjorie Taylor Greene telling Republican candidates that they're going to lose the elections because they don't understand the base, and in her words, our platform is loyalty to Trump. There is and like I said, we're going off on a tangent here, but that scares me because that's fascism. When you have, it's not loyalty to Trump. It should be loyalty to the party and to the country. So regardless of where this conversation is going to go, I think anybody who really believes in the Constitution cannot put their entire stock between a person. Because guess what? I voted for Biden. I'm not flying his flag. I'm not saying F you. We got Biden. I could do whatever I want now.
You're not.
It's just, I'm not, and I'm sorry, but a lot of people. I have never seen one Biden flag, and I have never heard anybody use that as an excuse. So I'm saying there is, I think, a more like not animalistic, but a more extreme reaction on the other side, and it just goes to show the division that we have so far, which is really a shame. And like I said,
we're not going to see eye to eye on this one, but that's okay. That's why we do this show.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's scary.
But that's the reason, speaking of real, we don't have to see eye to eye.
That's what Carlos.
No.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the beautiful thing about the show. I mean, the same reaction you're talking about from the right, I see from the left, but that's my experience. These are the things I read and see, just like you. And I won't look at you and say you're full of shit.
No,
I'm sure you see it. And
I think you and I can both agree that COVID is, I think we can agree that COVID is not a lie and the vaccines don't kill. I mean,
no, and I don't think I'm, again, we're looking at a street sign with big giant letters. I'm pretty sure, of course, this is just me assuming, but I think when they say COVID was a lie, I think they're probably referring more to how this problem began. And the fact that the vaccine,
I doubt that. Honestly,
I mean, whatever. Maybe I'm giving too much credit. The vaccine issue that was botched from the get-go. It became political right out the gate.
But it didn't become political anywhere else. That's the funny thing to me.
Well, that sounds like an American problem then.
Yeah, well, and that again highlights there is something about America that really makes everything extreme, no matter what it is. And I think we have to really look at ourselves and say that the rest. This is a problem that affected the entire world, and yet we are the only country that politicized it and made it, in my opinion,
I gotta keep correcting
much
Sketchy.
worse.
He didn't question the vaccine. The current leaders of the world did. It is what it is. They did. He was telling us we were going to have it in a year. They were the ones telling us, I'm not doing it until he does. Already casting doubt. I'm just trying to make sure we understand.
That's one person, though. And honestly, one person can say something, but then
all the opposition did. And then they got into power, they're like, we'll take it. We're going to have all of us take it so we can celebrate by July 4th and all that poll polishing nonsense. So
wait.
But I think it was more like, I'll take it when he does to show that we can do it.
Why not just say I'll take it as soon as it's available? I mean, if you really want to have like people to trust the vaccine, you say I'll take it as soon as it's available. Not I'll wait till he does it. Let's just see what happens to the color of his orange skin.
But don't you think that's just anybody in general?
I mean, I don't disagree, but it's not. That's that one person's opinion. Who I really don't like.
That's just one opinion that I'm stating. There were a few others. Go ahead, Frank. What'd you say? Frank.
Oh, Frank, you're where's it? What's up? You're muted there, buddy. Oh no, he can't. Oh no, he's talking.
Okay, look. Sorry. The problem is this. The problem is this. I got Catherine here next to me because Catherine starts texting me things throughout the show. So I told her, I said, hey, look, come down, sit down. And what happens is this. If I'm not wearing, look. If I'm not wearing headphones, because look, I'm not wearing headphones right now, it starts echoing everywhere.
He's yelling.
So I mute myself.
Echoing. He's yelling. I'm upstairs and I could hear him. And I'm
sorry.
Him, don't
I'm
get
so sorry.
So anyway, excuse me. I lose my mouse where it's at. So there's not a lot of times I can talk. But, all right. So look, Trump is Trump. All right.
Okay.
We're still talking about the sign, right? We're talking about that.
It is very simple. Trump speaks out of his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is a businessman. Trump is not a politician.
Nope.
No.
We all know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people see at Trump. They like Trump. Okay. So they're gonna stay with Trump. And you know what? Fuck Trump. I don't care about Trump anymore. I know that COVID came on his regime. People said, hey.
To be fair to Trump, if any president in that position would have had a very difficult time, for sure. I mean, it's not like, it's like people, any other president during 9/11 would have had a very difficult time, of course. But I just feel like,
before. I mean,
yeah,
there are other presidents that have dealt with pandemics, and I mean, the only difference between COVID and some of the other ones was the severity of the virus. But I'm not going to name names.
That's a huge part of it, though. But the severity of the virus,
but you can't. Yeah, that's a variable that we can't control. That's the virus. But rate of infection and things of that nature. I mean, there's no perfect response. There's going to be casualties. And then the politics shows up. And if Dan, if you're president and I'm running against you, and as good-hearted and as good-natured as
I'll be Dan's vice president.
Bottom line is I want your job, and I'm going to blame you for every single death, and vice versa. So it is what it is.
You have to admit, though, he was very lackadaisical in his response, and he just.
I mean, I'm not sure if I can agree with that either. When the governors were crying for like supplies and what's his name needed a ship and all this crap, he got it. He got it done.
But then but
I'm not saying he was perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he was perfect.
No, and I'm not blaming him for everything, but his base in large part are the people who, on the ground, boots on the ground every day, made it into a political thing and turned it into my freedom is worth more than your life when it comes to masks. A lot of that, and I'm sorry, but the first thing in the Constitution is the pursuit of life. Liberty
And
comes
liberty.
after life. No, life, it's life, then liberty,
Notice
then
it
the
says
pursuit
and.
of happiness.
It says
No,
meaning
no, it says
all three.
life, it's life,
liberty,
comma, liberty, comma, and the pursuit of happiness.
And is
So
an equalizer.
No, it's not. No, it's not. When you make a list, so then if you were on a marquee, you want your name first because it's the most important word.
See, that's an insult to guys like Oates, Messina.
Hey now. Hey now.
Not fair. That's
I like
not fair.
Oates. I like Oates. Oates
No,
is
that's
the
not
man.
fair. You
I'll
can't
take
diss
that.
Oates because he's the and.
I mean, John Hall is the leader, though. You have to admit, he is the leader. He's the leader. Oh man, we need some Hall and Oates now. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I like it.
Oh man, this is good.
No, honestly, yeah. No, I think it's great. It's good that we have these discussions because it is interesting to see. I mean, like I said, I think we agree that sign's ridiculous. Obviously, it's dangerous, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's dangerous.
I mean, I think we took it a little bit further than what the sign is. Okay, but that sign is fucking crazy.
But that sign is a symptom of a larger problem.
Correct.
Different problem.
Correct. I think that sign is.
It is.
To me, if you think that COVID is fake, you got problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and again, I think
we don't have to sit here, okay, and know that COVID is not fake.
I mean, there's kooks that believe everything, but I think I do think to an extent the suppression. Here's my take. I'm not going to agree with the whole COVID is fake thing. I took the vaccine for the very reason that I think, and my mom did, and we here in the family, we all took it, so we agree that it's real. But the conversation about how this whole problem began, unfortunately, was one-sided and shut down.
Carlos, this is not how the problem began.
I don't think. But
to me, I don't give a shit at this point.
You should. You should actually give a shit.
No, it doesn't matter to me how it began.
I think you're both right. I think you're both right. I think
if we
should care.
Go ahead, Dan.
We should care. We should care where it comes from because we don't want it to happen again, of course. But where it started does not then control the response of what happened after that. So there is on both sides.
It needs you need to deal with it no matter what. But Frank, essentially, hold on.
I'm going to put this in perspective.
Oh boy, no.
And I'm going to tell you how. No, watch this. Watch this. I am at my house tonight, right?
Right.
I was supposed to be up north in studio, right?
Yeah.
So you avoided being the 13th monkey, is what you're saying.
Okay. To me, not being in studio like I was supposed to be, okay, I don't give a shit what happened. Okay? I don't care how it happened or what not. What are you doing to fix the problem? In my case, not going to studio means I get a refund and I get an extra $400, right? Now with COVID,
Frank, I see where you're going, but hold on.
I don't give a fuck how it happened.
No,
it is what it is at this point.
Frank, you getting an $800 refund versus 600,000 dead people is a very different thing.
It's an oversimplification, but if you look at the problem of COVID as a burning house, you put the fire out first before you find out what started it.
But you find out what started it.
Yes,
that's
of course.
I'm
not saying
that's
you don't.
the point. No one's disagreeing that we had to take care of it. That's why the vaccine got here in a year.
But it's the same as somebody being on the street being like, well, that house isn't on fire. That's a hologram.
I'm not sure I got that.
Yeah, it's because it's somebody saying like, oh, well, that house isn't really on fire. It's special effects. They want you to think it's on fire because they want the insurance money. That's
you're
what it
talking
is.
about a different aspect of the problem. And I get where you're coming from. But
you know what I mean?
the whole thing I think is very important. And again, I think the fact that we dismissed the lab theory leak from the get-go is why we're a year late and $1 short on this. Frank, we're not going to disagree. I'm sorry.
No, I to be honest with you, Carlos, I think no matter what, I think, like I said before in the first time I was on, it came from China regardless.
Yeah,
and I think,
that's fine.
And I think no matter what the thing is, like I said before, when you have the president making racist and xenophobic jokes about the virus, like calling it the Kung flu and the China virus, it automatically puts a spin on it, especially to his constituents, that taint everything after that. And I think that definitely plays a part in it more than, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think because of his past racist leanings that people think that he has, they might have rushed to judgment about his talking about the theory because they thought it was overtly racist because of his past. But then he also, again, showed his racist leanings in doing those things, which I think tainted a lot of people's perception.
I mean, the thing is, like you said, no matter what he did or didn't say, we know where it came from. And the fact that the conversation, whether he made a joke or not, the lab was a part of the conversation from the beginning.
But it's not just a joke, though, Carlos.
It was dismissed.
But when you call it the Kung flu, when you say it's the Kung flu, you're putting it an us against them mentality that automatically puts blame on a population that had nothing to do with it.
But if he's talking about a lab, then what he's also insinuating is the possibility that it was released on purpose. I mean, I'm not going to even get into that.
I don't think it was.
Well, we don't know.
But why would they do that and then kill their own people? That makes no sense.
This is China we're talking about. Do you think they care? Have you?
Wait.
Let's go through Chinese history.
Yeah.
Chinese history.
Now wait a minute.
Chinese history. They killed their people before.
But listen to me. My wife was sick for months and months and months over worrying about her family. I've been to China. I know they've done some shitty things. I do not think that they would release this. For what do they gain from it, Carlos?
Was it true? Clarify this for me then. Maybe your wife has talked to you about this. Was it true? And this is stuff I've heard. That's why I'm asking. Was it true that when the virus first came out, the Chinese government told the Chinese people, what was it? That they could not travel within the country, but they were free to travel out of it?
That I do not know.
All right. I've heard it numerous times. If you don't mind verifying that, because if that's true, that to me is a terrible giveaway.
I've never heard that.
I have.
Carlos,
I mean,
I've never heard that.
I will be completely honest. Again, with Carlos, I agree 100%. The Chinese government, first of all, they want power, they crave it, and they will do anything it takes. If you look at what's going on with Hong Kong now, the worst thing that ever happened was Great Britain giving Hong Kong back to China, because Hong Kong is, in my opinion, is the jewel of Asia. It's how China should be, and yet their claws are slowly sinking into it because they gave it back. And I've seen with my own eyes, their president now, Xi Jinping, is trying to take control for his entire life, just like Kim Il-sung did in North Korea.
Right, I heard about that.
There was another thing that happened too, where there was a hotel. I don't know if you've heard of this. There was a hotel or a hospital that was full of COVID patients that collapsed out of nowhere and killed everyone. That to me was absolutely done on purpose, because they wanted to hide the numbers of the deaths. So I'm 100% there with you. They really did not do things. They don't do things right. They're very bad with misinformation. They try to hold power, and they try to keep education and information from people 100%. I do not think that they would release this on their own people. They have nothing to gain from it, because they would die, and they could die themselves. And B, again, like this, the Kung flu unfortunately spreads racism towards people. That absolutely tainted a lot of their response, in my opinion.
Hey, look. All right, hold on. Look, check this out. All right, let's go with this. Talks with Liam Lee. I was actually on their podcast. They were with us on Wednesday. All right, he says that Kung Flu unfortunately spreads racism towards people like me. I'm Vietnamese. And uneducated people cannot decipher that difference. It's a racist, ignorant statement. Call it Chinese government virus. It's unfair to Chinese people that have good intentions too. All right, just so you guys know, I was on. They were with us on Wednesday night, and I'm dropping it. My seat has dropped.
You're good. I can hear you.
All right, so
you're good. Bud.
No, I know, but you know what happens is that my chair drops. You see that?
You got to get him another drink. He needs another drink. Stat. He's starting to fade.
No, that's the problem. I've had too many. No, but look, I was with them on Wednesday night. They were with us on Wednesday night. We went through different topics, different stuff. You know, they're Asian. They have a point of what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think I completely understand where Carlos is coming from. I think as time goes on, I definitely, as time goes on, I want to know if it did come from a lab, because the thing that scares me is there are labs in the United States that deal with all kinds of crazy viruses, and God forbid, if we can learn anything that can help us stop this happening anywhere else on the planet, regardless of where it comes from. I mean, this was awful. And, I feel very fortunate to be in a country where we're able to get the vaccine so fast. I mean, I have really good friends that are not going to get it for a while. And, it really sucks. But if we can find out for sure, if it did come from a lab, we need to be on it. We have to find out how it happened. We need to make protocols. I've got no problem with that. But that should not be made into we have to do our best as a people to make sure, because I mean, I would bet any money I had that it was an accident for sure. And because people unfortunately make mistakes a lot. And in those conditions in China, they do not have the same regulations that we have. So they're playing fast and loose, I think, in a lot of those situations. Yes.
Dan,
yes.
I will say this. If it came from a Chinese lab, I don't think it was a mistake.
I absolutely think it would be.
That's my view on it. And I would tell you that I am, as I discussed on Liam Lee's show, okay, I am not far right. I'm not far left. I'm in the middle. Fuck you, Forrest. All right. I am.
Got some fingers tonight. I like it.
Yes, he does. I am
I'm
very
the
much.
McMahon in the show, Dan. You'll figure that out.
There you go.
I am very much in the middle. And I will tell you this. I think that if it came from a lab, it was released from the lab on purpose.
I can't believe they're that evil. I just can't. I can't do it. And you can say whatever you want, but
no, right. Maybe
we're never gonna.
They would have as much chance.
We're never gonna know if
I think
got released.
I think we will know.
Right. So Dan, this is why I asked you what I asked you. This is why, because you just said the Chinese would never kill their people. Naturally, you're right. They need them. They're a resource. That's why I said if you can verify, because I've heard numerous times from different sources, not just right-wing whatevers. When it came out, was there a directive within the country for Chinese citizens to not fly within China, but they were allowed to fly out?
Yeah, I've never heard. I'll have to ask my wife.
I've heard this quite a few times, and since I've heard it a few times, I've taken it as possible truth. And I didn't realize the conversation would get to this point.
Could that also?
No, me either.
Could that also be seen? Could that also be seen as like, get out of here? Because
not
something
if I'm
could
telling
be
you
happening.
not to fly within the country. But okay,
but like if you had the chance.
If you know that there's a possible virus brewing in your country, I mean, what would be the logic to tell you to get out? Considering what you're about to cause around the world.
I can't, and that's the thing is maybe it's just because I try to see the best in things. I can't imagine that if they knew that the spread was so fast and so easy to transmute, I can't imagine that they would take the risk of getting it themselves, especially when they didn't know what the volatility could be. I mean, I feel like it's much easy. I mean, for me, it's always Occam's razor. It's the easiest answer is always the most likely one. I feel like a slip up in a lab is an easy thing to do with an airborne virus, and one person gets it and then they spread it. If it happens to be the case, and I'm not going to believe or speculate in any baseless speculation until I know, because it doesn't do any good. If they come out tomorrow with a full report that's verified by, people other than us, because I feel like we need a third party in this, I absolutely would want answers and sanctions and everything else.
See, I'm reading an article right here, and again, this is the Economic Times. I don't know how legit it is. Could be, could not be, but you can look it up. How China locked down internally for COVID-19, but pushed foreign travel. I mean, it's out there.
It's strange.
I'm sorry, Frank. What?
Yeah.
Can you share that website?
That would be great.
I've never heard of the Economic Times, but I'll be happy to get that link to you somehow. I'll put it in the private.
I think you might be able to share it right off of your off of StreamYard.
I don't know. I'll pop it in the private, and then I do kind of got to get going. But hold on. I'll go here again. Right here.
What are you All right, hold on. Yeah. And you said you gotta get going?
I actually have. I'm looking at it. The Economic Times, right?
Right. Yeah. You're looking at it. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Here. And that's just one. I mean, there might be others, but this is something I've heard. It's in the other one, Frank.
I got it.
And so if that's the case, you can't help but kind of look at it and say, wow, that's awfully dubious. Like, really? So,
I mean,
I have to say, and again,
if it's true, it could be the most diabolical thing that's ever been done. I mean,
if you want to screw up
the world
literally
economy, be using people. And honestly, if that's true, there need to be heavy sanctions and all kinds of ramifications. I mean, if they knew that people were going to be spreading it, then it's basically chemical warfare or biological warfare at that point, and that would be an act of war for every country that it spread to, which would be the entire world at that point.
This looks like it goes into detail too. Like, I'm just reading the sub.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to read this.
Look, I'm looking at it. It looks like it goes into a lot more detail than what we probably.
We don't have time to go through.
We don't have time.
I mean, listen.
It's a great.
I got all night.
Well, listen, you and your Miller Lite
go all night. He's feeling good.
All right. I have all night to go into things. I mean, whoever wants to go into it with me, you're more than welcome. You gotta like it, subscribe.
Sounds like Frank's like,
you gotta fucking comment on it. It doesn't goddamn matter.
Take me off the internet.
No, you're not taking me off today. God damn it. No, listen. Look, guys. This is simple.
He had too much alcohol.
I don't blame him. I'm sure he was excited to go visit. He was excited to go visit the emperor, and it failed on him. So, I mean, next time.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what Liam had to say. He says doctors I've talked to and read articles of they think the pandemic virus are going to happen every 5 to 10 years due to simply 8+ billion humans and airplanes, car, boats, etc.
Yeah,
I mean,
between world travel and
what's up, Sketchy?
Yeah,
crazy things that humans do, I'm sure we're bound for. We'll have more acronyms before we're dead. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary to think of, but
I mean, again, we're dealing with like people who are manipulating genetic codes of viruses, and that's terrifying.
Yeah.
So, my personal, and this is really my own opinion. It doesn't matter what you think. What Carlos
then why are we here? Good night.
Well, it doesn't matter what I think.
It's not going to matter at this point. It doesn't matter.
What?
He doesn't even hear us at this point.
Oh my God.
My own personal opinion. However, coronavirus started, it doesn't matter.
Sorry,
it doesn't matter.
Sorry, bro.
I think it does.
So
but
when you look at it, every 8 to 10 years, something fucked up happened.
And that's true, Frank. But we're essentially talking about the possibility of a country starting a pandemic for its own probably economic game in this case. I mean,
did they gain economically from this?
Terrible.
Did they gain economically at all?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. It's like, hey, guys,
US was doing really good before the virus came. I mean, they well, if they isolated their own people, that means that they were probably doing much better than the rest of the world, continuing business while everybody else went down. It does give you enough.
Hold on. I got a question. Hold on. I actually want to answer Liam.
I'm not even.
Liam says. I'm trying to understand this one.
Yeah.
Liam says, "Fuck you to the Chinese government, but not to the Chinese."
I mean, that's a pretty big stamp on the show. That's a pretty big stamp.
I'm not going to disagree with the man. I think that's fine. I mean, you know.
So you know what we're going to do?
I'm sure Dan feels the same.
I'm going to show you what we're going to do. My question to all you guys.
His verbs are beginning to stretch. There, you hear my
No, bro.
I'm surprised his shirt's not off yet.
So.
He's got the soap and everything ready. Like,
now look. I'm gonna add this to the stream, and I think. Hold on, I have no video on it, so hold on. There's no voice on it. Hold on, I got you. Hold on. I gotta redo this.
Carlos, this is gonna be
Frank,
good.
you're slurring your words. It's time for another beer.
Yeah.
It's right here. I got half.
I got a question.
I feel bad I'm not drinking.
Nah.
You know what? This has been the funnest show I've done in months. All right, I don't give a shit. The fact that, listen, I've been drinking since fucking 12 o'clock.
Yes.
All
That's
right?
the Frank that I know.
So it don't fucking matter.
And you're going to see your mom and drink, aren't you?
And after we finish here, I'm going to my mom's house and I'm going to drink a couple of bottles of wine.
There
you know
go.
what? That's a family.
She's
That's going to result in a 30-minute segment next week. I see.
Oh,
it coming.
God.
It's
yes.
All right. So what we're going to run into right now.
Wait.
The video. No, man.
Oh, what is this?
So we have this guy. Hold on. I got to go back to the beginning.
He's running. Is he taking clothes off? Something?
What kind of, sort of?
Oh, no. From the WTF files.
Yep.
Yeah, this is definitely from the WTF files. So why don't I see myself on my camera? Wow.
Frank's Friday night drinking and looking up these weird videos.
Slowly
no, actually, I had this on the list.
Okay.
I had this on the list. I'm not sure if you guys could actually hear it.
Hear it? I don't know, but
you got to hit the unmute. You got to
hit the.
All right, so check this out.
All right, there he goes. He's running.
Oh boy.
Cops are chasing him.
He's doing better than
There's some guy on Instagram. I can't believe I got this shit on video. Obviously, you hear the police sirens, right?
He's swimming across a lake.
There's a guy in the river.
And the cop's just like all gung ho, taking his shirt off. Like,
I mean, good for the cop going for it. I guess.
Hey man, give him props. A few donuts and he's moving. He is moving. You know that academy training pays off. Here comes the climax, the fence. I suspect the issue is going to happen right here. Whatever it is,
hilarious that this guy is just doing this and just stand.
There we go.
Nice. Nice. Damn, that's the best part.
Yeah, the guy's fucking pointing at fucking oil stains on the goddamn road.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Pick
fucking
the camera up, please.
So, all right.
So then he's going. He's
going to hero. That's what I want to see.
Yo, I can't. I'm not gonna interfere, bro.
All right. So as Carlos was talking,
I wasn't saying anything.
No, you said something. I want you to listen to this.
This is going to go down in history.
Everybody's silent. Oh, this show's going to be freaking great. Because you know what? Whoever doesn't think it. Oh, wait. Let me move my camera back. I'm drunk as fuck, but it's all right. I love it.
No.
I've been drinking since 12 o'clock.
You're
yeah. All right.
Oh, man.
Listen to what goes on.
Fear, bro.
Oh, hey, grab him.
You heard the cop?
I'm not going to interfere, bro.
Hey, grab him.
All right, so.
Here, bro.
All right, so you know what? My problem is this. My problem with this video, you know what? Yeah, at this point, it doesn't fucking matter. Hold on. No, because you know what? That's what I wanted you guys to hear. No, we're gonna end things on this topic.
Right on.
Obviously, there was somebody running from the cops.
Right.
Right. Okay. The guy was filming. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the guy jumped in some fucking type of canal, one out of the other. And the cop asked the guy for help. Yeah. Hey, help. Obviously, the guy did not seem... He wasn't much in danger.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it.
I think he was in danger of himself. I saw how big he was getting into that water.
Yeah. All right, but this is the thing. If you had a police officer, too many donuts. By the way, Zach, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Hey, Zach. Yeah, there you go.
You gave me not even. Okay, all right. No, Zach, you killed. No, there is no forgiveness. These are the people that did the.
I'm sorry.
No, these are the people that did my car wash video.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no forgiveness.
Yeah, Sketchy's got a point.
It's all right. Hold on. What's Sketchy?
It's not. I agree with Sketchy on this one. I mean, it's not my job if I'm filming to help you out. You got a radio, call for backup, tell him what direction he's going, meet him off at the pass, and tackle him over there.
Yeah. What if he had a knife? This guy.
Right. All right. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Because and maybe it's because of my own beliefs and gun ho stuff. All right. So Sketchy says, shut up, Carlos. Sketchy says it's not the citizen's job to chase down the subject. All right, Sketchy. Hey, whoever changed it, go back to Sketchy. All right. So you know what? You're right. It's not. And
no, it's true.
He's right. He's right. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but in this case, Sketchy says, what if the subject had a gun or a weapon and would have hurt the citizen? You got, in this case, you obviously saw that the citizen did not have a gun.
The suspect.
The suspect. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, but
I
you
was
don't know,
looking
though.
at.
Could be in his pants.
You
You never
don't
I
know.
don't think it was
know.
completely naked. He could have. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Frank.
Look.
It's just we live in. You know what the problem is, Frank? I'll tell you what the problem is. I see where you're going. Good Samaritan.
Yeah.
The Good Samaritan route. I get it. But I mean, we also live in such a litigious society that people want to help, and then they get in trouble for helping, and so
Could be.
you have say it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so people are now afraid to even help because they're afraid they're going to get sued or charged or whatever for something else. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a shame. I think we should all feel confident that if there's some criminal suspect, whatever, doing something, going somewhere,
my question is
we
this:
should. But lawyers, that's what.
So
lawyers
why
do.
is this fucking guy? So why is this fucking guy saying, he's recording it? He's recording it, and you're gonna tell me that you see the guy that's trying to jump over the fence. You can't knock him off the fence. Come on, dude. It's
Again,
not that big.
What if he gets hurt?
I don't give a fuck if you get hurt, bro.
Again.
It doesn't
I
make
do.
sense.
I care if I get hurt. That's the difference. I care if I
And
get hurt.
I see. Look. This is simple. Dan's a cop. Carlos is a criminal running, and I'm really. And I'm
Because
the
he's white.
fucking.
I know where you're going.
Yeah. He's white. You're tan. I'm tan. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay. But look. When you really look at it, if I have my phone and I'm doing this, recording every single move you're making, all right, you're gonna sit here, all right, and tell me that, okay, this guy does not have a gun on him. He's about to jump another fence. You know what? I'm sorry, but my own personal beliefs and my own Frank Cuesta's personal beliefs has nothing to do with Speaking of Real beliefs or Clovercrest Media's beliefs. I'm gonna knock your fucking ass out.
He's not drunk enough for middle name yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to know my middle name.
Frank, look, I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. I agree with your sentiment, but there's just so much more to it these days. I mean, everybody's getting sued for everything. I mean, if we had confidence in the Good Samaritan laws in this country, I'm sure everybody would be tackling that guy. But we are where we are. I agree. I agree. I think in this case, the litigiousness of our nation is such that now that people they're paralyzed in doing just good common sense acts. It's that bad.
There are a lot of Good Samaritan laws that have come in to protect people, but I mean during a police chase, I can't imagine that any of them would apply. I just can't.
So,
you know what?
It's not. We don't disagree with your sentiment. We're just kind of explaining why the guy just decided to keep filming.
We all know that
sketchy. Hold on. Sketchy. You know what? I probably would have.
Yes, we all know.
If I would have seen that, I probably would have.
Frank Usnavi Cuesta would have fought him.
Wait, stop. How about Dan? Dan.
You got that button.
Dan, I love you to death, but I can tell you this. I am not Usnavi.
If you actually run his initials and say what they F you. Dan, that's genius.
What can I say?
For the win.
I'm glad to be here. Fellas.
You know what?
I'll be here all week.
Hey, listen. Look. I'm going to tell you like this. I brought the show on today because normally, you know what, is the Frank and Carlos show. Speaking of Real show, Frank and Carlos, right?
Right.
And normally on Fridays, I'm not bringing many people on because it's Frank and Carlos. Hey, look,
Right.
look.
Please,
I got another
license
full glass.
please.
I got another full glass.
We might get sued for that. You better stop.
Probably will.
Oh my
You gotta
God,
hide
babe,
that.
was
You gotta hide that logo.
I'm sorry. Here.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh wait, wrong side. No logo.
Yeah.
All right.
So you know, I'll be real honest. I brought the guest on today because you know what? If my flight gets delayed, Carlos needs someone to BS with for a little bit. Let him run the show. You know, Frank is on his 18th drink of the day. Sketchy.
Ooh.
You're probably right. It's
Not
not
far
very close to it.
Not
But
far
look,
off.
No, not far off. But look, you know what? This is what it boils down to. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh my God.
The brass tacks.
Mm.
What was I saying?
Good night.
You brought us on because in case your flight got delayed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I brought Dan on mainly because of the fact that if my flight would have gotten delayed, you know what? There's some more cars to go back and forth with besides just me.
Yeah. We had some good back and forth. It was good.
Oh no! Listen, you guys had some great back and forth. Now look, I brought Catherine on. She sat there. Catherine didn't say crap.
She was
Crap is
holding
my
you up.
wife.
She was holding you up.
No.
Fall over.
No.
Yeah,
You see,
no,
this
I
is
agree.
this is the deal. The thing is that eventually, speaking it real, we are talk about everything and anything show. Right, Carlos? Would you agree?
Absolutely.
All right. So one of these days, and I'm not saying we're not ready yet, but we're getting very close to it. Speaking it real is gonna have a
Its own
nice
cereal.
Hey, I would love it. But you want to know what Speaking Real is gonna have?
What, Frank? Tell me.
Speaking It Real is gonna have a round table discussion.
A round table discussion. Oh man, that's how war
All right.
started.
But it's gonna be literally in a round table, and it's gonna be a family discussion.
Nice.
No, that's definitely a fight. All right.
Okay, let me defend myself.
Hold on. Here.
Let me defend
Catherine can
myself
say something
now
now.
that I didn't say anything because I don't know half the things that you are talking about politics.
That's fine.
So therefore, I just
the best
sat
way to live.
here smiling.
Yeah.
You see, what happens is that halfway,
You're better off.
yeah, she's better off, right?
Much
Yeah.
better off. Absolutely.
So what happened was that halfway throughout the show, I text Catherine on her phone. I said, "Hey, how about you come down here and sit next to me?"
Mama.
Now, what happens? She controls my drunkenness. All right. Listen,
Not doing that great.
no, she's doing a great job. I mean, she gave me another full cup. Oh, wait, she gave me another
Catherine.
full cup.
Stop, please.
Carlos said, "Stop, please." Now, what I gotta figure out is to hold on.
What he has to figure out is that I put more clamato in that than what he thinks. Not like how he made it.
Yeah, it's a little weak.
No, it seems to be doing the job.
Well, no. This has now become drinking it real.
His was
Now
half a
drinking
cup
it
of
real.
vodka.
Oh man. Well, you did it. You did it. You done kicked his butt.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Whether she kicked my ass, well, let me be nice. She kicks my ass regardless.
Nice.
It's pretty evident right now she did.
Oh.
I do want to say this. We're going on almost 2 motherfucking hours.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm sure
I'm tired.
Baby's like,
I can tell you this.
I'm tired.
baby's screaming over there. I gotta get going.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this. On my end, I was a smart one between Dan and Carlos because I brought her on.
No, you were declared the smart one many moons ago. No one will ever dispute that.
Yes.
All right. Look, this is what I ask everyone that listens to us. All right. Share us, like us. You don't like us, share us with your frenemies. I don't give a shit. As long as your frenemies like us and you like us, everybody likes us.
There you go. Whether you like us or not, you'll like us. I like that.
Yeah. You're going to like us because you know what?
That's a great way to seal the deal.
Please.
I'm going to tell you this. Whether it's Dan, whether it's Carlos, whether it's Joe Aguirre from CMG, whether it's Frank, whether it's Catherine, whether it's Ovi, whether it's Sketchy, whether Zach, Trump. No, I don't give a fuck about Trump. Biden,
I put him
whatever. It is what it is. Look,
thanks, Sketchy.
Each week, Speaking Real gets better and better.
Thanks,
Great
buddy.
show tonight. Have a good weekend, Frank and Carlos, Dan, and Catherine. By the way, Sketchy, Catherine spelled with a C, but it's all right. We will accept it. Don't stop drinking until the sun goes up. Sketchy, I'm going to my mom's house and I'm going to drink out her motherfucking wine.
Okay.
But you know what, guys?
I'll send you a message or something.
A proud mama. Proud mama.
Yeah.
Tonight, for sure.
Hey, listen, I know my mom's drink watching. All right, so look.
He is not going to his mom's. Don't
We're
worry,
going
guys.
to mom's.
He's not driving anywhere.
She's driving.
There you go.
Hey, but look, you know what? I do want to say this. Speaking it real, we started off. Yes, Sketchy, thank you. I'm a legend. You know what? He don't say.
They need to go. Baby.
I know, but I'm having a good old time. I'm trying to end the show and Sketchy is making comments. So I have to listen
How
to
about
Sketchy.
maybe somebody else close the show and you close?
No, I'm
Subscribe
closing.
to our show.
I am closing.
Like,
Speaking
subscribe.
it real. All right, so on that note,
Like us, share us, tell your friends about us. Go. Good.
Thank you guys so much for having me on again. I appreciate it, man.
Dan, always a
hey,
pleasure.
look. Hold on. Let's close the show for real. All right.
These don't get edited, do they? No edits?
No, this is fucking live.
Nice.
Live.
All right, no, look.
I like it. Warts and
On
all.
the real. Frank is gonna end this motherfucking show.
He's speaking in
All
third
right.
person now. God damn it.
Bob Dole, baby. Bob Dole.
Well, you see, you guys keep on talking. So
All
I
right.
can't finish.
Let Frank speak. Go ahead.
There, Sketchy already left.
Hey, all right, guys. Listen. Sketchy, I love you. Great. Glad you're on. Dan, thank you for coming on.
No problem. Thanks for having me, man.
Carlos, what can I tell you? You're my partner in crime. I'm drunk as fuck. I'm talking shit. But you know what? This is what I'm going to tell you guys right now. You might agree with what we're speaking. You might disagree with what we're speaking. But at the end of the day, Frank, Carlos, Dan, Ovi, Sketchy will be speaking it real. See you next Wednesday.
Good night.
Everybody, we're here. We're still here. We'll be back July 5th. See, I'm already
July 5th. Excited for July 5th because we do have a lot of stuff in store for people, and it's going to be really good.
We've got Independence Day to talk about.
Oh, yes.
We've got Father's Day to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Juneteenth to talk about.
What's that?
Ah!
Just kidding.
And, of course, back to our regular politics. presidential things. You know, Biden, he's been kicking under the rug a little bit. He got his first little angry, aggressive take on the media, so we're going to be digging into that. And, of course, Kamala's beautiful rendition of how beautiful Juneteenth is. So we'll be getting to that. So make sure you guys stick around. Don't count us out yet. Season 2's coming, and I promise you it's better than ever.
Plus, my favorite bit.
I'll piss you off shortly. Yep, that's racist.
Love it.
Make sure you guys are here. July 5th. I keep saying June. Damn it. July 5th. Monday night, 8 p.m. Me and Joe will piss you off shortly.
Season 2.
Peace.